Chicago's merchant pioneer, and the largest of all the, we can't call that a mausoleum, but the largest of all the graves / monuments here. Probably the most famous grave here at Rose Hill Cemetery.
And what's his name?
Mr. Potter Palmer.
Palmer. Okay, I see. Powder, I mean.
Potter Palmer and his wife, Bertha Honore Palmer. His wife, Bertha's family is right here. Henry Hampton.
Oh, wow. So
Honore.
that's his wife's family.
He was an early investor partner with Potter Palmer. Potter Palmer, famous for creating what the State Street storefront setup was. Now, you would remember growing up when you used to be able to walk down State Street and all the night you had
Oh, for sure, yeah. Gosh, I missed that
the
too.
glass windows showing off, the newest stuff. Potter Palmer, the creator of it.
Wow, he created those windows. That's incredible. What a memory that is for,
And then from retail wholesale, he gets into hotels. You have, leading up to the Chicago fire, Potter Palmer owns a handful of the biggest stores in the downtown of the city, and he passed the torch to Marshall Field to take over. That's how Field's in that building, but it was originally Potter Palmer's property. Potter Palmer set up, he gave to his right hand man, Marshall Field, and then Field goes forward with the catalog and whatnot like that. Very similar to Sears. We've done Sears before over at Rose Hill, but yeah, that's where Marshall Field gets in really through Potter Palmer. Potter Palmer gets tired of owning stores, retail, wholesale, and he gets into hotels. He, from that point, I would say 1869, 1870, builds the largest hotel downtown, which 1871 burns down in the Chicago fire. The hotel was literally open for just a few weeks, maybe even days, until the fire came and totally gutted it, burned it down. Potter Palmer picked up right where he left off, though. Rebuilt a new hotel, which became known as the Palmer House. His wife Bertha, quite the socialite for the time, very famous not only by being married to Palmer, but from her family that were dealing with all type of real estate and retail and stores, and I want to say the Honores were even getting into like roadways and stuff like that. But as the legend goes, Bertha Palmer, one day during one of her weekend soirees, she'd throw these great big parties downtown with all the rich and famous. She has her cooks whip up a small compressed type of chocolate cake covered with nuts and whatnot, what we know as the brownie.
Oh.
Yeah, brownies, man.
So she thought of the recipe then.
She gets credit.
Yeah.
Probably someone under her that just kind of, but yeah, during one of her little festive afternoons hanging out with all her rich gal pals.
Wow.
She unveils
made
what
something as
became
simple
known
as a
the
brownie. And they're actually buried in these, right? Not underneath.
And then a bunch of their relatives, a bunch of their kids.
Oh, wow. I'm going to go up here.
Sons and daughters. A lot credited to Bertha Palmer. There's been a few books written just about Bertha Palmer, but she's famous for the brownie, the legend of the brownie.
The legend of the brownie right here. That's pretty cool. And so the other ones are buried underneath the stone.
I want to say you get Potter Palmer the second, maybe. I don't think Potter Palmer 3, but you have the daughters that marry to the Woods. Woods were lawyers and investors in what becomes Rush Hospital and Northwestern University. The significance of it, this is like Greek, I don't say Grecian revival, I don't think that's one of the categories, but you have just a lot of the Greek symbolism, the upside down torches representing death, the wreath of laurels, chrysanthemums and poppies.
And then they have, so this must be XXV1. I don't know what Palmer that is, but that's incredible.
Yeah.
And then all these Palmers. I love it when families can all be buried together like this.
Sure. Well, they had all the money in the world.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
designed by a trio of famous architects / sculptors. Bacon, French, and what the heck? I can't think of the third guy. But French was also responsible for doing Marshall Field's statue, which we just came from. Bacon and French, and the third one, they did a bunch of stuff in New York, bunch of stuff in Washington, D.C.
Pretty cool.